this. So calendar, first what you're going to see is the number of days in a week. You have 7 days. Okay, so the basic thing is it is a calculation about the 7 days. Normally you can say any calendar, we can say that it is going to have 7 days in a week, or you can say that 30 or 31 days in a month, or even for the years you can say it is going to have 365 or 360 days. All that is fine, but the thing is the basic calculation which involves here is about the day. That is, you have 7 days in a week, so starting from Sunday till Monday. So that part only we are going to see here. So when you just see this calendar, if you are asked to find out, like you just take one of the day. One of the days, like randomly you consider like 13th. You know that 13th, if I consider this as Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and this is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So here, you have to just find out if 13th is Tuesday, when will be the next Tuesday? How do you calculate this? If you are seeing here, okay, without seeing, if you have to calculate, how do you do that? So what you do here is you generally have to add some like 7 to this. So 13 is a day, Tuesday. The next Tuesday is going to be, when you add 7 to that, that's going to be 20. That is how we have to calculate. Imagine third is some day it is given, and you have to find out when the third here, as per this, it is Saturday. So if you want to see after 2 weeks, which day will be Saturday? 1 week is 7 days. So 2 weeks will be nothing but 14 days. You just add 14 to this, and that is going to be 17. So you can see that 17 is again Saturday. Okay, this is a very, very basic calculation. We do it for one particular month if you want to see the dates. After 20 days, that is second is your exam. They say that after 20 days, the exam is going to be conducted. So when will be that after 20 days? So how do you, okay, you just take a smaller number. After 5 days, when you say. So when you say 5 days, like you consider this 2 plus 5 is 7. So after 5 days means it is going to be 7. That is second is your exam conducted, and after 5 days means going to be 7th. And then you have to calculate the timing. So normally what we do is, that is one thing you should know. I'll tell you what is a calculation, but this part you should, okay, let me write here itself. The Sunday is considered to be 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somebody has answered next 7 days. Okay. This is something like you have this dates, right? I'll tell you what exactly this is. And now I said that second is your exam, and they say your exam will be after 5 days. And you know, after 5 days means 2 plus 5 is 7. And the 5th day, that is, normally we calculate in this like day when you have to find out. What you do is the 5th day, what is the date it's going to be? Like we say that this is going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th day is going to be Wednesday. Of course, here it is at the very next days I said, so you can easily calculate. Suppose I say the exam is going to be after 22 days. So you know that when I said the exam is after 5 days, you just said that is 7. And then the 5th day we calculate, like second is Friday. From that we just go for this, right? Now suppose I say after 20 days you're going to have the exam. So 2 plus 22 is going to be 24. Okay. And now you have to find out 24th which day. So when you say 22 days, the 22, actually what you have to do is divide by 7. So that's the remainder is 1. That is multiples of 7 I'm taking out from here. That is the weeks. So it is the very first next day. So it's going to be Friday. Friday is going, the next day you're going to calculate. That is on Saturday. Maybe I'll give you one more example. Consider some other day. I'll just, sorry, this I need it. I'll just take one day, like instead of 6th day. We'll consider 6, which is nothing but Tuesday. I'll consider again Tuesday. Or again, it was already Tuesday, we had taken an example. So I'll take some other day. Let us take 12th. So 12th is Monday. So if your exam falls after 15 days, so what you do is you guys consider only the 15 days. After 15 days, when they say that is plus 15 is what is the date? 27th. So this 15 alone you divide by 7. Why we are taking divide by 7 is I'm just considering the weeks. Like the 2 weeks passes, the balance will be left out is 1. So it is going to be the very next day. That is, it's going to be here somewhere. So 27th is the very next day, miss. It was on Monday. Then it is going to be on Tuesday. Okay. Is that clear? Any doubt is there still? Maybe I'll take another example. Suppose you are considering 7th. And then you are going to see that your exam falls after, say, not 15. We'll take it as 12 days. The exam falls after 12 days. That is 7 plus 12 is what? 19th. That is exam is on 19th. So you know that 7th is Wednesday. That is today is 7th, and they say after 12 days. So your 12 days alone you consider that 12 when you divide by 7. That is every week you have 7 days. So I'm taking out that 7. So when you remove this, the balance left out is 5. So from Wednesday, you have to calculate the 5th day. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be on Monday. So 19th is on Monday. Is that clear now? Hello? And that's why I said here boys should be there, otherwise it is difficult. So I hope so this is clear. That is, we are only finding out. So any day when they say your exam is there, you can just take out only that 7s from that, because 7 is 1 week. So after that, what is left out, you are going to see. So that alone, suppose if there is nothing left out, suppose I say that your this is 12th today, and your exam is after 21 day, not 21, 21 is too late, after 14 days when you say. So when you say 14 by 7, the remainder is 0. That means it is going to be on the same day. So 12th, whatever is there, after 14 means it's going to be what? 26. 26 also is going to be on Monday. So this is one small calculation. Any day when they say, immediately you can just go for this divide by 7. Why we are dividing by 7? That is the number of days in a week. So once you remove that, the left out whatever is there, that many days you have to extend that to see. Okay. So the similar calculation we are doing per year. So 1 year when you say, if I consider that one particular day, if it is going to be, let me take this calendar. You know that January 1st, if it is on Tuesday, 2019 January 1st was on Tuesday. So when was 2020 January 1st? You can see that this December 31st is on Monday, and then it is going to be it's Tuesday, right? This is Tuesday. First is on Tuesday. So 2020 is going to be, I'm sorry, I'm unable to see this properly. This is Wednesday. Monday, it's starting. They have given from Monday, because I have taken that from Sunday. So that here the calendar is starting from Monday. So we can see that it is Tuesday we have this. And the next following year, it is going to be on Wednesday. The next following year, it is, this is going to be the day. So there's nothing but your Wednesday. How this is extended by 1 day. So that alone I'll explain here. Like 2019 is a leap year or non-leap year? 2019 is going to be non-leap year, right? You know what is leap year and what is non-leap year. So non-leap year and leap year. That is, non-leap year is the February month. You can see that it is going to have only 28 days. If it is leap year, then February month is going to have 29 days. And because of that, for non-leap year, you are going to have 365 days. If it is leap year, you are going to have 366 days. Okay. So even if it is 365 days or 66 days, here also we are going to do the calculation for only that 7 days calculation, the week calculation. So when I say that this is on January 1st and again is going to be extended by 365 days for the next year, what you do is you just have to divide this by 7 and tell me what is the remainder here. When you divide this by 7, what is the remainder? Anyone? Hello? Good. So it's going to be 1 day, right? So you know the 35 goes here. 35 goes here. Balance will be 1, and 15 by 7, the 1 is the remainder. That means it is extended by 1 day. So that is why here, if it is Tuesday, it is going to extend by 1 day. That's going to be Wednesday. So this is the same calculation which I have done in the previous calendar, where per month it was given, and within a month when you say the number of days extended, this is the thing which I did. So when whatever the day, like 12th is a day given, when it is extended by another say 12 days, that means 12 we are going to see how many week goes off and what is the balance left out. So 1 week goes off, when you take out the 7, balance will be 5. So it is extended by 5 days. So this what I did here was like the 7th we had taken, then 5 days extended means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is how we are going to see here, right? In the same way, for per year, when you calculate, we are going to see this 1 day. So whatever you do the calculation, we are only going to divide by 7 and see what is the left out value, and based on that we do this calculation, and that particular 1 or 2 whatever is left out, that is nothing but called odd days. So whole of your calculation in the calendar is nothing but calculation of this odd days. Based on that we decide all this. Up to this, is it clear? Any doubt in this? If you're clear, then I'll proceed. Okay. So any question is asked in this, like if they give you one particular calendar day, and then they say like January 1 day is given, they ask you in the month of March or something, a particular day, like what will be the day on that day, like you just have to go for this calculation of odd days, nothing else. Okay. So this is one thing. And here you can see that when you take this leap year, when you divide by 7, the left out is going to be 2. So here, dividing by 7, the remainder what you get is 2. Like here you're getting remainder as 1. So this 2 is nothing but 2 days extension. That's the reason when you see a particular, like this year is a leap year, right? 2020 is a leap year. So 2020, as per this, we have seen that it is that Jan 1st is nothing but on Wednesday. So therefore, the next year, the new year is going to be when? Yeah, Panda, you tell me now. That is Wednesday. No. 1 minute. Let me explain. I'm sorry. Wednesday. Wednesday is the first on 2020. That is, this is 2020. January 1st is going to be on Wednesday, or I'll write it separately. So you know that it's going to be a leap year. 2020 Jan 1st is Wednesday. So what my question is, 21 Jan 1st, what is it going to be? It cannot be Thursday because you know that it's a leap year, so it is going to extend by 2 days, like 360 days, 66 days you have. So it is going to extend by 2 days. So Wednesday, if you are considering, the very next day will be 1 day extension, the next day, Friday. Right? So it's going to be Friday. Good. So this is the calculation which we do for this particular year calculation, how it is extended. And now I'll do the calculation, which is the most important, which one-time calculation, of course, like we did for the clocks. So that calculation is from the day, the very first day of the calendar. What we are following is a Gregorian calendar. So the very first day of the calendar, if you consider a particular day, like Sunday, usually we take like Sunday. Okay, Sunday when you consider, then we have to see like in 100 years, or I can say, what is a century year called? Which year you call as a century year? Any year which is a multiple of 100 is called as a century year, right? So we just have to see the very in the century year, like how many years are leap year and how many years are non-leap year. And the leap year, what is the condition? Any year when you consider, if it is divisible by 4, then we call that as a leap year, correct? If any year which is not divisible by 4, it's called that as a non-leap year. For example, 2020 is divisible by 4, so that is a leap year. Okay. No, Banda, this is little different. What you have to, I'll just explain that. So first thing what I said is any leap year is nothing but the one which is divisible by 4. And now for the century year, when you consider, for the century year, then a year should be divisible by 400. Only then it is leap year. Okay. So in that case, we can say 100 is not a leap year. From the beginning, when you consider from the day 1, when you consider the 100th year, then you can say that 100th year is not a leap year. 200, That is also not a leap year. 300 is not a leap year, but 400, because 400 is divisible by 4, that becomes a leap year. Okay. So this is something which you have to know, that any like we can say 1900 is not a leap year, whereas 2000 is a leap year because 2000 is divisible by 400. Okay. So every 4 years, 4 century years, once you get this leap year. And that we can say that any calendar in the Gregorian calendar repeats after 400 years. The Gregorian calendar completely repeats after 400 years. Okay, that's one thing which I have to explain. And then the next is we have to do the calculation like this one. Let me remove this. Or let it be there. I'll go to the next page. The 400 years once it is going to repeat. And now, like I said about the 100 years. So now can you say how many years are leap years and how many years are non-leap years? This calculation may seem to be little complicated or something because you have not done this calculation before. But once it is done, then the next time onwards, you don't have to do this calculation. You just have to have the formula. Okay. So again, somebody has said 25 years. Panda, this is 25 years is not the right answer. As I told you, this is 100th year is not a leap year. So when you divide 100 by 4, you are getting 25, provided 100 is also included in that. Since 100 is not included, so the number of leap years is nothing but 24. It's not 25. And here, instead of 75, it's going to be 76. Is that clear? Okay. So it's not 25 and 75, it is going to be 24 and 76. And now, you know that any leap year, as I told you that you will get one extra day because of that it is getting delayed, and that one day is nothing, it's called as odd day. Okay. So in a leap year, you have one odd day. And similarly, I'm not leap year, sorry. In a non-leap year, you have one odd day. And in a leap year, you will have 2 odd days. Is that clear? Any leap year, 366 days, when you divide by 7, you're going to get 2 as a balance left out. Therefore, we call that it has 2 odd days. Similarly, when you go for non-leap year, it is going to have 1 odd day. So what you have to do is you have to find out in 100 years how many odd days are there. So for any leap year, it's going to have 2 odd days. So totally there are going to be 48 odd days. Similarly, here you're going to have 1 odd day. So therefore, totally is going to be 76 odd days. And then when you add these two, it's again 124, not 125, because you have 48 here and 76 here. And then when you divide this by 7, what is the answer? What is the balance you get? 7 goes balance 54. 54 again, you know that 49 goes, balance is 5. So in 100 days, sorry, 100 years, you will have 5 odd days. Is it clear? Harini, it's not 125, it's going to be 120. Okay, so now you have seen that for 100 years, you're going to have totally 5 odd days. That's a calculation which I hope so you have understood this, what I have done here. Similarly, when you go for 200 years, 200 years when you see, it's going to be, for every 500, every 100, it's going to be 5. So it's going to be 5 plus 5, 10 odd days. And 10 again is more than 7 because we need only the in terms of weeks. So again divide by 7 and it's going to be 3. Okay. And here also this calculation, I don't have to do such a big calculation of adding and doing this. Instead of that, I can remove here itself. Remember in the remainder theorem, we have done that. So remainder need not be added and then seen. Instead of that, first you divide and get the remainder. So what's the remainder here? It's going to be 6. Similarly, when you divide this by 7, the remainder is 6 again. So 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 by 7, the remainder is 5. So directly you can see instead of adding and then finding the remainder. So here for 200, it is going to be 3 odd days. Similarly, for 300, can anyone say how much is going to be? One of you try that. How many odd days are there for 300 years? So it's going to be 1. Yes, Panda, 15, Aditya, your answer also is right, but again 15 has to be divided by 7. 300 is nothing but 5 plus 5 plus 5, as you have said, is correct. 15, but again you have to divide by 7, the answer is 1. Okay. How about 400? I want one of you, Harini, can you answer this? 400. Let me see who gives the right answer here. No. That's why I said, let me see who gives the right answer. There is one small tricky thing here. Good, 7, because you know that total you'll have here is 15, sorry, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 20. But the 400th year is a leap year. Okay. So because of that, the last year, instead of 5, you're going to have one more year. So it's going to be one more, that is 21. Is that clear? Every year is the 100th year is not a leap year. So we are reducing by 1 everywhere. But 400th is a leap year. So it's going to add one more. It's going to be 21. Again, 21 by 7, it is going to be 0. That's the reason I said the calendar repeats after every 400 years. Is it clear now? So this is a basic calculation about the calendar. What you should remember here is all this calculation, of course, we are going to do the same calculation for other years. But the basic thing which you should remember is for every 100 years, it is going to have 5 odd days. And 200 years is going to be, how much it was? 3 odd days. 300 years, it's going to be 1 odd day. And 400 years is going to be 0 odd day. If you just have to remember this, like you had a by heart, like in the clocks, you have by hearted the formula 30h minus 11 by 2m. So here, these are the 4 things which you have to by heart. So now if you have to find out the value for any particular year, you can do it easily now. The thing is now, imagine that we'll do some calculation, the basic calculation, a particular year, if you had to find out the, I'll consider, say, 1931. I'll make it simple by taking as month as February, or I'll go for day is 10th. Okay, because I'm keeping it simple now. Later you have to do the calculation. So yeah, of course, no odd days. Hemlata, what you're asking is correct. No odd days, that is 0 odd day. We don't say no, it is 0, because I told you the calendar calculation. Sunday, we consider as 0 odd day. This is how it is fixed. Monday is 1. Tuesday, let me write it in the red color so that there will be clarity in that. See, Sunday is going to be 0. Monday, 1. Tuesday, 2. Wednesday, 3. Thursday, 4. Friday, 5. And Saturday, 6. So this is something which you're going to use it further for any calculation. The same thing only we did in the first calendar I showed you, like that particular day, whichever day is it, from there I'm taking a 0 and then calculating. But otherwise, this is what is the value which you're going to follow hereafter. So now you're going to find out for 1931 how many odd days are there. And then we are going to, for that particular month, how many odd days are there. And then that here we are limiting it on 10th of the day, how many odd days are there. Okay, so here 1931, again what I'll do is I'll consider in terms of the century years, and that too where I'm going to get 0 odd days. Like Hemlata, you have mentioned that 0 odd day, so that part we are going to take. So you know that every 400 years that is going to be 0. So when will be the next 0? You'll get 800. And then next will be 1200, and then next will be 1600, next will be 2000. We have come up to 2000 now, that's why I'm mentioning here. Good. So these are all the days we are going to get as a 0 odd day. So now what I'll do is, in terms of that, I'm going to split this 1931, I'll take it as 1600, because I can make this as 0 easily, and then go for the century years. This is for the 400 multiples, then 100 multiples. So 1900, if I take balance, will be 300. Okay. and then the balance years. So you have 1931. 31 is a running year, it's not completed year. So I have to consider only 30. Remember this, if it is given as 31, 31st is a running year, so I need to consider previous year, that is 30. And then month also, this is a running month, it's not completed, so I need to consider only the existing month. 10th, of course, I have to take because I'm not considering up to 9th. On 10th, we are finding out, so you have to write this. So individually, we have to find the odd days for each of this. You know that this is going to be 0. No change in that. Okay. So that is going to be 0. And then the next is 1 minute. Here 300. For 300, what is the number of odd days? Answer. One of you. It's going to be 1. And then now this is only one big complication which you have to calculate the number of odd days. So this is normal. Wherever you get to come across this 1900 something, then these two are very, very common. The same thing is going to come here. But if it is like now you have crossed this 1900, it's in 2000s, right? So this part will not come there. So this is very, very common. But the thing here is, here in this 30 years, you have to find out how many are odd days. How many are leap year, how many are non-leap year. So what you have to do is take this 30 and divide by 4. So what is the quotient here? 7. That means 7 multiples of 4. Every 4 years you're getting 1 leap year. So when you divide by 4, you're going to get 7 leap years. So you just mentioned that. The leap years, what you get here is 7. Out of 30, when 7 goes, what is the balance left out? That is 23. So there are 23 non-leap years, 7 leap years. Is that clear? So 30, what you're doing is you are going to see how many leap years are there in 30. So I'm dividing that by 4 because every 4 years once you get the leap year. Once you divide, you're getting the quotient as 7. That means there are 7 leap years there. And the remaining out of this 37, when you take out, the balance 23 are non-leap years. Okay. And now you know that every leap year is going to have 2 odd days. So this is going to be 14. And here is going to be 1. Therefore, this is 23. Of course, this when you divide by 7 is going to be 0. So you have to just neglect that. Divide by 7, you're going to get 2. So that means you're going to replace. Sorry, I should have written this in different color. Anyway, I'll write it here in this red color. So this is going to be 2 odd days. Okay. Similarly, for January month, can you tell me how many odd days are there? In January, how many odd days are there? January month, you know there are 31 days. Same calculation. 37 by 7, what is the remainder? I'll write it in a proper way. 31 days are there. So when you divide 31 by 7, the remainder is 3. It's 3 or 5. 28 goes, balance is 3, right? It's not 5. Aditya. So here you have to write 3. So only January month we have taken. So therefore you have to write this 3 here. Okay. And now 10. 10 again directly divide by 7 and tell me what is the number of odd days. 10 alone we are not taking up to 9 because we are not considering in terms of minutes and hours. See, everything is like breaking down into smaller one. So January is a year, 30 is a year, we are breaking into months. Again, from months to date, date to hour, we are not taking it. So we have to stop and take only for the 10. The day alone, if you consider 3. So this is going to be 3 again. Okay. So now you add all these odd days. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6, 9. So totally the number of odd days what you have is 9. When you add all this, completely you need to add. Like you have, I mentioned here. And then divide by 7 again. Because it cannot be more than 7. Or equal to 7 also. So what is the remainder here? 2. So if it is remainder is 2, then this is the day. Remainder is 2 means it should be Tuesday. So the day here is Tuesday. You can recheck in your cell phone or somewhere whether it is Tuesday. Okay, 1931. Of course, this day is too long back. Okay, so it's 2. So this is a calculation which you're going to see. And now I want you to do for maybe today's date, you can find out. Today's date, it's easy for you to do it. So can you do it? Shall I go to the next page? How about others? Alage Meenal. Okay, the next class, you just do for today's date. Today's date is what? Today is 3rd May 2020. So find it for today's date. So what you're supposed to do, write down first this one, 2020. First you have to write only the, which is multiples of 4, 2000. And then 20th. 20th year is running year. So the completed year is 19. May is the running month. So completed months, how many months are there? You have January, February, or I'll write only the initials, no space for that. January, February, March, April is completed. May is running, so you don't have to write that. And then the date is 3rd. That you have to write here. Yeah, good. 4 months. Who said that? Aditya. Yeah, now you have to write. As I told you, multiples of 400, always you're going to have 0. So what you can do is you can just put the 0 and then again do this calculation. For this 19, you have to divide by 7. Sorry. Yeah, 19. Sorry. 4, because leap year you're going to see. And what is the quotient you get here? 4. That means you have 4. I'll write it down because I need to write the value here. So 4 leap year. And how many non-leap year? 19 minus 4, 15 non-leap year. It's not 3 months. Aditya, it is 4. January, February, March, April. May month you are seeing. So before that you have 4 months. It's not 3. Okay. So yeah, you have checked already. Thank you so much. I think that's the right answer. Okay, then leap year is 4 and non-leap year is 15. So here 4 into, again the same thing, into 2, because every one leap year you are going to have 2 odd days. So this is 8 and this is going to be 1. 15. So again this divide by 7, you are going to get 1. Divide by 7, you are going to get again 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. This you have to fill it here. You're going to have 2 here. Okay. And now you have to calculate for these 4 months. Last time I gave you a simple problem where only for January you have calculated. So what you have to do is January month, you know that there are 31 days. So how many odd days? Divide by 7, you're going to get 3. February month, this is 2020. 2020 is a leap year. And in leap year, you know, it is going to have 29 days. So you're going to have 1 odd day. March, 31, 3 odd days. April, 30, 2 odd days. Is this clear? Any doubt in this? Okay, now what you have to do here is, as I told, every time you are going to divide by 7 and keep taking it, I can do it directly here. Instead of adding everything, I'll say 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 7. Remove that, the balance is 2. Is that clear? Otherwise, if you just add, it's going to be 9, 9 by 7, 2. So I always try to discard wherever a sum comes to 7 and the balance you can take it. So it's a 2, right? So you're going to have this number of odd days as 2. And of course, 3 is 3 only. 3 by 7, you're going to get 3 only. So when you add all this, what is the value you're going to get? 7. So 7 again by 7, 0. So what does 0 meaning? I think you should go to the previous slide. See, it's Sunday. So today is Sunday. Clear? So you're getting 0. 0 means the day is Sunday. Okay. Clear with this? I hope so you know how to calculate. So what you can do is, you can do the calculation of like your birthday, when your birthday is coming, and try to do the calculation. Though the speaker, I don't know why it's not working, but the next class again I'll make it so that you can ask for all doubts. Anyhow, interacting through this chat pass also is good. At least you're able to understand this. Any doubt in this? And based on this calculation, we are going to do the problems later. Okay. So this is a basic explanation, the concept which I wanted you to understand, this number of odd days concept. So thing what you have to remember is century year. Only when it is divisible by 400, you are going to have leap year. So other non-century years, if it is divisible by 4, then it is going to give you leap year, right? So those are the two things which you have to see. See, the very first problem is find the number of odd days in 100 days. Leap year, non-leap year, and century year. Just one problem you do it. Let me see whether you have understood this. Find the number of odd days in 100 days. Can you just give me the answer? After you give the answer, then I'll explain this. It's quite very simple. It's only 100 days. Yes, ma'am. What is the answer for this? Find the number of odd days for 100 days. Anyone? Good. 2 odd days. That is, it is very, very direct problem. You just have to divide by 7 and take the remainder. So that is the answer for this. Leap year, which just now we did. But you need to write everything in detail and explain this. Leap year is again 2. Non-leap year. Non-leap year. Answer. Is it 3? Non-leap year. Non-leap year. See, non-leap year, you will have totally 365 days. When you divide by 7, what will be the remainder? 1. Correct. There's going to be 1. Okay. How about the century year? No odd days. But I showed you that century years, different years, right? 100th year is called century years. Don't you have any odd days here? You have 200 also is called as a century year. 300 is also called as a century year. 400 is also called as a century year. So you need to write for each of this. So for 100 years is going to be 5. For 200, 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 by 7 is going to be 3. Again, 300 is 3 plus 5 is 8. We can directly add because for every 100 years it will be 5. So 5 plus 5, I'm doing it as 3. Again, 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 by 7 is going to be 1. Then it's going to be 1 plus 5 is 6. But 400th year is going to have one more day as a leap year. So that it's a leap year. Because of that, you're going to have 7. Therefore, 7 by 7 is going to be 0. I told you to remember this also, right? So this is the answer for this question. And you have to write in detail that explanation, whatever is given there, those explanation has to be written for this problem. Okay.